Yes. So I'm gonna swap. The view. I'm gonna swap the view. To this window. Yes. Great. So this is the file that we're going to start with. First of all, before doing anything, actually, remember that the first security architecture we defined in theory, it is based on four, let's say, barriers or four layers: the server, the database itself, the schema, and then after the object. This is what we see here in this circle here. This is what we see here. This is actually a practical environment. The server is the green cover. The database, let's say, is the violet blocks. The schemas, they are the blue, and the objects, they are the ones inside. Objects, tables, or let's say entities, whatever they are. Good. This is actually one first security perspective that you have to go through wherever you are implementing a secure environment. To talk about security, database security, if you are not going through this first step, you are missing a lot. You are missing a lot. Good. Meanwhile, to fulfill and finalize the practice of today, because we will need it in the future, I'm going to launch the installation of the SQL Server in a virtual environment, and I'll show it to you. We'll be going in parallel installing this SQL Server in order not to waste time and only installing this one, and we'll solve the tasks here. So first of all, I'm going to start the virtual machine. I'm going to swap the sharing. I believe that you are able to see this window now. Great. I'm gonna start my virtual machine, my VMware. The virtual machine, actually I have one old SQL Server, but even though I'm gonna show you just how to do no more or less. I'm gonna create a new machine. The new machine, I'm gonna choose to start the installation using an ISO file from here, the second option. Already I downloaded the SQL Server from the Moodle. Here it is, the SQL Server 2012. Already it is available in downloads. So I'm going to surf to there, browse, downloads. Here it is. This is the file. I found it. Just open. Next, I have a request. Somebody's asking something. Seems to be. Good. I come back. I'm sorry for the interruption. Yes, so I said new machine, browse, SQL Server. He found the name. Yes, the file is very fine. Next, for educational purposes, I'm not gonna provide the serial number because we are going to use for educational purposes only. Otherwise, you have to do that. So yes, I'm not gonna. It's for educational purposes only. Continue. I'll keep the name intact. Already, I have a machine here with the same name, so I'm gonna use a different name. 2. It's okay. Same location, no modifications. Next, 60 GBs for the space to store. That's perfect. The RAM 2 GBs, I'm gonna modify it with make it 4. Yes, Musab. I'm changing the RAM here to 4.
Your screen is not available.
I see. Just لحظات إذا. Here it is. Even though the recording will be visible to you later. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Good. So good. I come back. I changed the RAM to 4 GBs. Close. Okay, it is set to 4 GBs. That's good. So finish.
Now it's not available.
Again.
Yes, again. Now it's available.
Okay, means in full screen it does not appear. Seems to be. Now is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Usually in virtual machine we do not need any updates for now. So no updates. You are seeing this setup launched?
Yes, mister.
That's great. So just I'm going to launch the first steps, and then after I'll come back to the SQL Server. Yes, خلاص, it has been started. I'll not do anything. Actually, he will finish the thing automatically. See, I'm gonna keep it working in background. I'll come back to the SQL Server now. I'll start my SQL Server. I have it
Start.
already running. Yes, tell me.
هذا ويندوز 8.1
هذا Windows Server. Windows Server.
2012.
Yes, exactly.
اوكي.
Good. I come back to now. Let's come back to our guide. I'm gonna start my SQL Server. SSMS. I'm gonna start here. The start menu. Launch. I'll keep this one running. I will not touch now. خلاص. I'll just control it and see what happens. Now we are going to another task. I'll keep it aside. Great. Here is the SQL Server being launched. There is an error, seems to be. No errors, but we'll wait. Yes, waiting for this SQL Server to launch. %16%. There's a problem here, you know. It does not have to take this much time. So maybe because the virtual machine is running in the background, it is consuming resources. No worries, we'll give the time.
مستر
Yes, tell me.
نطبق يعني احنا معاك.
If you can, yes, absolutely, no worries. If you can, please, yeah, do.
طيب.
Otherwise, because actually I have to explain, I will not interrupt my the interaction with you, the students, after I finish my explanation. And if you can go with my speed, that's perfect. Otherwise, later on I'll give you the recording. You just go behind that. So try to catch whatever you can do now. In order to give you recording with the shortest time possible, in order not to give you, not to put you in a difficulty when using it later.
استاذي
Yes, tell me, Ahmed.
في مشكلة تصير عندي في اللابتوب، يعني يفند فجأة ولما يشتغل يستوي undoing change made to your computer ويدور كذا ما يشتغل. ما أعرف كيف المشكلة دي يعني.
Send me in WhatsApp a picture. Send me in WhatsApp in order not to interrupt the presentation here. Send me in WhatsApp the picture. Send it to me now. Okay, so 54% has been achieved already. Yeah, finally this SQL Server has been launched. He's coming back actually. He's resetting up the computer, Ahmed. The message, what I'm reading now. These unknown changes made to your computer.
مو يعني أستاذ.
Just restart the machine. Just restart. Let him finish first. Don't interrupt. Let him finish. ولما يخلص restart.
هذا يمكن عادي ياخذ. قبل امس كان امس في امس الصباح ماخذ، ما اعرف كم توقيت، يمكن 3 ساعات ما اشتغل، ما اعرف كيف. يمكن
ما شاء
يشتغل
الله.
يوم اخليه. شوفه كيف سوى.
No, actually it is not, because it is not normal. It's not because he's resetting up. He's let's say he restoring himself. He's restoring himself. So لما تخلي تقدر يخلص إذا ما ياخذ وقت. Otherwise restart، أو إذا هي virtual machine just redo it, reinstall a new virtual machine. It's better to gain time. So here actually in this window, if you get the same window like me, the server name has to be mentioned, the server name. What I'm gonna do, if it's visible, if it's visible, so don't touch. I'm gonna just search for that. I have two. I'm gonna browse. Suppose that you don't have, so I'm gonna do the browse here. So this is the database engine. How many engines I have? I have only one. So this is the one I'm gonna select. Just okay here. Actually, Windows Authentication and the SQL Server. Those are two modes through which we can get into the SQL Server. Either this, if we utilize this one, the Windows Authentication means you are going to use the ID that you are using to identify, to prove yourself into the operating system, to the computer means the SQL Server will utilize your ID available in your computer to identify you and let you in to the engine. Let's do that. See my ID here. It's Murad Drudi Nizwa. My ID here. So he's going to identify me as Murad. Let's connect. See. Happened. See this. He's working slowly because of the virtual machine is being installed. That's almost finished. That's great. That's great. Come back. Yeah, خلاص. He's in. Yes, he brought everything. Let me maximize this view here, the Object Explorer. Murad, this is the one. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one actually. Here it is. The database available here. I have all database. I'm gonna expand this Hive. Visualize the content. Yes, I have some database. They are here. This one. Okay. I'll stop at this level. Stop this level. I'll come back. I'll come back. I'll use this icon to connect again from here. But I'm going to connect as a SQL authenticated. Remember the password I told you to identify when installing the SQL Server. That password, we will write it here in this password. And the username would be only SA, system admin. It's the default name for the SQL Server. The default administrator user name is SA. Then the password is the one you typed and you set when installing the SQL Server. Got in. See, I have the second Hive now, the second entry to the server. I have a second engine running now. I'm connected to second engine. Who is the connected here party? Is the SA. Who is the connected here? Is Murad. So I have two entries. I have two engines that I'm controlling with two different privileges. Good. So now we are able to connect through the Windows Explorer. Through the Windows, let's say, authentication mechanism, and we are able to connect through the SQL Server authentication mechanism also. That's great. What's the difference between this and that? Let's do that. I'm gonna disconnect this Murad, which is the Windows authenticated. I'm gonna right click on it, disconnect, sending him out. So I have only this SA running. What we are going to follow, actually, according to the guide, the question of the first task in our guide is to create users and award them different privileges, grant them different privileges. That's what we are going to do. Creating new users, like the SA here. Like we typed SA, no? We are going to type here to give new logins. We are going to give birth to new users. Let's do that. Where and how? Security Hive. We have the Security Hive. See, we have two securities. Actually, you'll find two securities. You'll be able to see two different securities. Let's use this database. See, here I have a security also. And here I have a security. The security available here is at the level of the database. See the line to where it is connected. It is to the database here in this case, Murad 123. But this security here, the Hive, is at the level of the server. It is connected to the server, not to the database. It is in parallel. to the databases. It is where the level of the databases. What does this mean? It means that this is a security set by the server and to be configured on the server, which is here actually this SQL Server 11, something like that. This instance. But this one is to be set on the database. It means you are controlling only this particular database. There are different entries. They are not the same, even though. So they are not the same. They are not the same here. They are not the same. But the role here to control the database, the role here to do controls on the server level. No more than less. Users to log in to the SQL Server, they are to be set on this security, not this security. This one. I'm going to create a new login, not here. Sorry, we have logins. We have logins Hive in the Hive security. If I expand, see the users I have. I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to right click. Actually, the task is asking us to create user 1, user 2, user 3. I have them already. I'm going to delete them for the purpose of this task. There is an issue. Actually, I have to grant whatever. I'm going to use create user. The task is asking us to create user 1, user 2, user 3. I have them here. I'm going to create user 1, 1, user 2, 2, user 3, 3, just for the task, for the purpose of the task only. Right click on the login Hive or logins Hive, new login. So I'm gonna immediately, I'm not choose any preferences here. Immediately I'm gonna give the user name I want, user 1 authentication, SQL Server authentication. I'm gonna use this one, and using this one we'll be able to log in using actually the username and password. This is the user, and the password I'm gonna specify now. This password I'm gonna specify right away. Let's use this password SQL. Let's repeat it. Okay, let's confirm. Okay. خلاص I confirm my password. Enforce password policy. Enforce password expiration. User must change password at next login. Those are features that we have to set. If we are willing to enhance the security on this password, on this authentication, means we are going to secure this access more and more. Starting with the first one, those two actually they enforce the password expiration, means we have to change it again and again within a period of time. You have to change it immediately at the first login. Next login, it has to be changed. He will prompt me a window to change the password because of this tick now. But the first one, enforce password policy. What is a policy? Those are politics to be set upon the operating system where the SQL Server is running. The policy set here, this enforce password policy, those are a group of politics set on the environment level, not on the SQL Server. The administration level of the environment where this SQL Server is running would be applied. I'm going to apply now, and I'll show you right after. I'm going to keep this one here first. Let me keep it here, and I'll show you where to find this thing. Where are the policies we admit or not? I'm going to open the control panel. This computer, control panel. Yes.
استاذ مراد المحاضره مسجله صح؟
Yes.
عشان نعيد هذه الخطوات. عند الميت يدخل ويطلع، ما اعرف ايش المشكله.
Connectivity يدخل يطلع اكيد جدا connectivity. I'm sure.
ما اعرف ايش. اول مره كذا نقول عادي، هذيك الساعه داخل المحاضره عادي.
The class is recorded. Yes, the class is recorded. So,
مشكله لا علي قلب ومسمى طالعين.
let me check it again. This meeting is being recorded. Yes, absolutely. It is being recorded. So I'm with you. Yeah.
We have to get out now.
Great. So I said, well, we are exploring where those policies actually are, which we are going to enforce here. The users to the password has to be following. Control panel from the operating system, and here we are going to go to the administrative tools. Administrative tools, and here we are going to go for the password policy. Are you able to see it? Clean creator. Yes, local policy, local security policy. It is the one. If I remember very well, actually, it is the one. It is the one. I believe so. Yes, local security policy. Here, actually, because of the permissions, because I'm using as a user, you know that we have restricted access to resources in the campus devices. But this is the place where we are going to find the policies that the password here has to follow. The password has to follow. If we tick this one, if we untick, means those policies we'll find here will not be followed. So here in your computer, in your local computer, you'll be able to control, and you see the policies available here. Actually, you find system and something like that. Regardless, you'll find the system here, I believe. Right after you'll find the list of policies. I come back. So we'll admit the password policy. In your computer, you will be able to open the list of policies. Remember, I send you a graph demonstrating the view from another computer, not this one, from my local admin account. So I'm going to admit nothing else to do. The user 111 user 11 has been created. Here it is. Now I'm connected with one instance only. I'm going to connect again with the second user, which we just created right now. So I have to access as SQL Server authenticated, and the user would be the same spelling, user 11, the password, the same password I type it now. When I connect, remember that we set the tick for the change the password next login. He is asking me to change the password next login. I have to change it, otherwise he will not open to me. I have to change it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to obey. Yes, I changed, confirmed. Then okay, yes, I'm in second user. So I have second engine. Second instance that I can use. The first is SA, the second one is user 11. Great. The same way. I'm going to disconnect this user 11 now, just to show you that the step has been done. Disconnect. I come back as SA only. To be sure that I'm SA only, I'm gonna just re-login in to prove actually just insist on the. Sorry, I made a mistake. To insist on the privileges that they have to be activated again. Yes, oh good. SA is administrator, so I need to be an administrator. I'm going to create a second login and a third login. User 2 as the request is asking us. So user 2 SQL Server authenticated. Password. Great. Tick. Enforce password policy. Password expiration. Yes. Change next login. Yes. Confirm. It has been created. Here he is. Third. What to say? Yeah. User 33. I'm gonna say. Sorry. User 33. It's SQL authentication also. I'm gonna choose the password also. Confirm. Yes, and activate those features or preferences. Tell okay. Password and confirmation password, yeah, they are different. So I'm gonna, yes, exactly, they are not the same. Yes. User 11, user 22, user 33. We created them the three now. Great. Then great. Then great. Okay. Who am I? I am SA. I'm going to create the first database. Still in the same task only. Still in the same task only. We are. I'm answering. I'm going to access. I'm going to create a database with one object, and then after I'm going to log in as a user, one of those three, and see the privileges I have. Later on, we'll grant roles and privileges to each. Meanwhile, our virtual machine. Yes, so here, خلاص, the installation has been finished. If you see well, I'm going to confirm this message actually saying that the upgrade has been actually, there is a name actually conflict, something like that he's saying, and then try again correctly. Whatever. I do not need it even. It will run now, خلاص. Installation has been finished, and this is the desktop of the server. Okay, the installation has been finished. So you have to do the same way. You will have to install. This is the SQL Manager, actually SQL Server Manager. I'm gonna close it. I don't need it. Started. خلاص, the server has been started. Finish. We completed the task. The installation of Microsoft Windows Server 2012 has been terminated. You'll do the same way because we'll utilize it for administrative purposes later on, not now. So I'm going to close this machine. I do not need it. So just for installation, we did it. Power off. Great. We are back. So I'm going to create, I said, a database. So new database here. Right click, new database. The task is asking us to use the name student. I believe SCDB. I'm going to use the name SCDB. No other preferences. Just okay. Where it is. SCDB, here it is. Do I have tables inside? Absolutely no. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. Nothing is there. I'm going to create the first table inside this SCDB. Student database. New table. I'm starting with the, let's say, I'm going to say STD ID. First field. Data type is an int. Okay. STD name. Varchar. Good. Size 50 is okay. STD last name. Also, it's Varchar. The size, let it be 50 of the grade. STD major. Yes, let it be also Varchar the same way. Semester. Let it be actually semester here. Let it be Varchar to avoid any conflict. Size 50 also, it's okay. It's much more than needed. No worries. Anything else? Let it be very fine here. Actually, chrono. I'm gonna say std add chrono. Here, let me use coherent name. Time added, or time registered. Time registered to indicate here to follow the student here. Actually, the time, I'm not going to use the time data type. I'm going to use a varchar to avoid the issue of searching the syntax, how to write the data type, the date and time format. So the varchar, and we use it as a string, and then later on we can manage all what we need onto the values. So I'm going to save this thing here. Actually, the name, I'm going to give it the name students. Students. Good. Has been saved. But I'm going to close. Finished. Where is the table? It's not visible, so I'm going to refresh the table's hive. Refresh. Right click. Refresh. Here it is. Right click. Design, actually, to show me the same structure. Now I'm going to open the top 200 rows in order to insert new values. Here is the table: student ID, name, last name, major, semester, time registered. Here for the ID, I'm going to type 1. Name, I'm going to say Murad. Last name, I'm going to say Murad. Last major, I'm going to say cybersec. Semester, I'm going to say fall 2020. Time registered, I'm going to say the date of the day, 7. What is it? Mistake. Okay, 2020. That's great. Enter. It has been saved. That's enough. I'm not doing anything. It has been saved. I just pressed enter. I'm going to record, let's say, second one. Maybe we can. Okay. Muhammad, last name is, let's say, Oman. Major, let it be IS. Semester, let it be the same for 2020. The same date. Okay, great. Enter. It has been saved. Close. I closed. I did not press anything else. Right click. Show actually those 200 rows. Yeah, they are there. Means saved. This is guaranteed. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. That's great. I'm going to modify the structure and the architecture of this table just to show you one security feature of control on the entities. Right click, design. No. I said right click, design. I'm going to add, for example, let's say mobile number. Let it be Vacha 50. No, let it be Vacha 13. Internationally set format 13. The size I needed 13. Okay. I'm going to save. It has saved. In some cases, actually, it will not save. It will give you an alert saying that you are not allowed to save because of an issue. Like what I'm going to do now. I'm going to delete now this record. I'm going to right click, delete this column. Okay, has been modified. I'm going to save. It has been saved again. Okay, let me test it again because actually the feature I deactivated it. I said mobile number. I say Barcha 13. Enter. I'm going to save. Has been saved. But in case it did not save with you, I will avoid search and why it did not save. What you have to do, in case if you want to modify anything, delete, add, modify the name, you get a window, it's not saving. Tools, options, designer here. Then this prevent save and changes that require table recreation. And take it off. Take it off. This prevent. Take it off and press OK. That's it. Everything will be able to be saved later on. Remember that I'm administrator now. Good. Now we made modifications and I shown you how to trespass any restrictions. Those are restrictions they prevent to, and ticket means you are taking off the restrictions. We have values inside the table. Everything is very fine. Who is it? The creator, SA. Who is it who populated this table? SA still. Close. Reduce everything. Minimize. I'm going to connect as user 11, our famous user, which we created right now. This user 11 we created now. From here, login. SQL Server authenticated 11. My password, I forgot, What is my password? Believe me, I forgot. I got. Yes, I got it. Great. Great. Here it is. The databases. Check. SCDDB. Here it is. It's there. The same database we created earlier. We created it on top. Database. Here it is. Here it is available for this user also. But can he see the content? No. He cannot see anything. I repeat. Close. Refresh. Open. Databases. The database is there. Yes. Can we open? Can he? Not can we. Can he? Because he's connected. Can we check? No. He cannot. Great. What is that? Error? No. It is a restriction. Refresh again. Database. STD again. Open. Still. No. We cannot. See what I'm going to do to grant him the privilege to see the content of the database. I'm going to make him as a database owner. Means he can do everything inside the database. I come back to connect as SA. It's not to click, but I have to connect again because I connected, the last connection I did is using user 1.1. I'm going to connect again, but using SA to grant the privilege again for the SA. SA. So here, my password. Great. I'm as SA. I come back to this security hive, this one, the user S111, right click, properties. I'm gonna give him roles. He is a DB creator. Here it is. I'm gonna tick it. The DB creator, I'm gonna tick. Okay, I'm gonna give him something less because the DB creator, he can see everything. But let him for now, for the user one, I'm gonna give him DB creator. Okay, class. Now I'm gonna close this hive. Come back. There is nothing to save. There is nothing to save here. There is nothing to save. Just I grant the privilege and they confirmed. Now I'm going to connect as user one. User 1.1, yes. SQL, yes. Yes, here I am in. Refresh. Where it is, refresh. Here it is. Yes, databases. STD open. Still he cannot see. There is an issue, means. Let me do it very quickly. No, SA. Every time I forget, because I'm using different passwords, you know. I'm not using the same password for all. Oh my God. Yes, great. I'm in. So again, the security user 1.1 a role. He's a DB creator. Yes. What else I can give? No. So mapping is the one I need for the SCDB. SCDB, this the one. He's DB creator. He's the DB creator, DB reader, DB access admin. No, let's give him owner. Okay, it's very good. DB owner is okay. For the SCDB. Okay, compare. Now let's close the hive and let's connect again as user 1.1. Okay, user 1.1. My password. Yes, I did not forget it. Now refresh again. I connected as user 1.1. Refresh. Come on. Then databases. Then SCDB1 opened. خلاص I'm in. Tables. I'm in. Can I open this table? Let's see now. 200. I'm in. We did it. That's great. So this way, actually, we were able to control this user privilege somehow. Can he add values? Let's see. 3. I'm going to say Ali. Last name, I'm going to say also Ali. Whatever. Ali. I'm going to say Nizwa. Major, I'm going to say CS, computer science. Semester, let it be SP19. For example, spring 19. Today, 2000, he joined the system today only. Mobile number, I'm going to say 88888, whatever. Click next line. It has been saved. It has been saved because we set him as a DB owner. Yes, he can save. Close. Refresh the tables. Open the database content. Right click, show 200s. Yes, it's there. Means yes, has been saved. There is no star here. There is no star here in the name, so it is saved. Close. I'm going to log in. I'm going to keep this one intact. Close the hives. Reduce the view. I'm going to connect as user 2 now. User 2. My famous password, which I believe that I forgot. No, it is correct. He's asking me to rechange the password. That's great. So SQL. Yes, great. It has been changed. I am as user 2. Can I open the databases? Yes. Can I open the student DB? No, same issue. I'm going to give him the chance to open the database, but not to add values or create new tables. This user 2. I'm going to relog in as SA, and I'm going to grant. Come on. I'm going to grant different privileges to this this user 2. Yes, excuse me. Security, user 2, properties, or double click. Then I'm going to map is SDDB. He is reader only. He's a reader only. I'm going to give you the chance to be reader only. He's not a DB owner. He's only a reader. Tick on the reader only. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Reduce. Connect again as user 2. Here is the user 2 password. Yes, did not make any mistake. Right click. Refresh. Databases. SDDB opened. Opened. Tables. Yes, let's preview 200 rows. Yes, it's there. Let's try to, we said that he's a reader. Let's try if the privilege has been set correctly or not. I'm going to type any name. I'm going to say Khadija. I'm going to say, okay, whatever, Khadija, PH, whatever. Student major, it's IS. All 90, for example, last year. And today also has been, she joined the system only today. Okay, whatever. Mobile number 959595, whatever. Any. Next line. No, he cannot. He cannot. No rows was updated. Why? Because he can read only. He cannot add values. This user 2, this user 2, he can read only. He cannot add data. Cannot. You cannot do anything. Nothing. No enter, no next line, no, nothing to do outside. Outside, actually, in this window, we cannot actually, but if you go, let's execute. Has been done, you know. Has been done. What? Nothing. Means the value has been actually removed automatically. Yeah, it was 4. That's why I said it was Khadija. Remember? Yes. So it has been removed. Nothing been there. He does not have the right to execute. User 3, let's give him as a data writer, also data writer. It's not a data DB owner, but data writer. The privilege. Let's log in as user 3, the third one. My famous password. Ah, I forgot. I missed. No, okay. He's asking me to change. That's great. Okay. That's great. I'm in. User 3. Databases. Can he see the SDDB contents? No. No, then no. He cannot. Okay. The same scenario is happening again. So what should we do? I'm going to close this one first. Yep. So he cannot see anything. Refresh. No. He will not be able to see. Yeah, this for sure. Because you did not give him any privilege. No. Let's connect again as SA, administrator. SA. Sorry, password. My password now. Yes, no mistakes. Security, logins, they are open. User 3, properties, mapping. Then this database needed. This is SDDB, the database we need. What he will do, he's a writer. He can write. He can write on the database. Tell okay. Okay. Close the hive and log in again as user 3. Okay, password. Great, I'm in. Let's refresh. Can he open the database? Absolutely yes, he can. I'm in. Can he open the table? Absolutely yes. Can he see the data? Absolutely yes. Set up what has been SQL. Yes, absolutely, because the data writer not set on this object. It is on the database, means he can create tables. Let's create a new table. So yes, here side. New table. You are not logged on as a database owner, so we cannot. Even the data writer actually means he actually can understand that the restriction is being set perfectly, and this way you see actually that we are able to. What I'm doing now is just showing you how to map an object to a specific user or specific, let's say, ID. We have 3 IDs. We created them. Each we control differently. The main actor that he has the full control is the SA. So this way we can control upon the request if the question is asking us a specific task to do yes or no, and so on. So for now, I'll stop at this level. I'll give you this video just in a few minutes. I need you to do exactly what I finalized so far. I'm going to stop the recorder now in order not to give you a long video.